The Grizz Taylor. Here's the Grizz. Washington's punch bowl.
Good afternoon, everyone. It's great to be back here on a nice Saturday afternoon down here in Naples from our studio with Kent here. Ken's going to, he set this up today. I wasn't even around, so I really appreciate that, Ken. But
well, thank you, Mark.
We have a big...
well, let's tell them what they're listening to. How about that they're here with GrizzNation, Ken Walton and Morry Taylor, the CEO of Titan International. I know you had a big week, Morry, this week. You had your annual report and quarterly report for Titan International.
It was a big week.
It really was.
So...
But we got a lot to talk about here at GrizzNation today, and we certainly want you to give us a call to talk about these issues. That number to call is 855-984-7499. Morry, what do you want to start off with?
First thing today, we want to talk about how the Republicans are kicking the can down the road again. You know, folks, I usually criticize the Democrats, but the way these Republicans have handled this illegal immigration and the funding of Homeland Security is just, it's beyond belief, you know? It
Yeah,
really
before we get into the details of that disaster, Morry, I'd like to play a clip from a father who appeared before Congress this week. His son was killed by an illegal immigrant. Please roll the tape.
My name is Jamil Shaw. My son, Jamil Andre Shaw II, was murdered by a dreamer, DACA recipient, a child brought to this country by no fault of his own. My family's peace and freedom were stolen by an illegal alien from Mexico. He was brought here by his illegal alien parents and allowed to grow up as a wild animal. He shot my son in the stomach and then in the head, killing him. Do black lives really matter, or does it matter only if you are shot by a white person or a white policeman?
They kicked the road.
Well, first of all, Mitch McConnell, senator from Kentucky, he allowed Harry Reid, to control the Senate again. The only thing the Senate could pass was a bill fully funding the Department of Homeland Security, including Obama's amnesty program. Now, the reason that this is this way is because Mitch McConnell and a few of the other Republicans decided that, the Democrats did away. It's called the nuclear option. And when the Republicans were trying to stall bills, they just turned around, had a vote, and threw the rule out. And of course, Mitch McConnell and the rest of them were all upset because for like 100 years, that rule had been in effect. Well, they went out, and of course, the American public voted, and Obama didn't like the vote. They do have consequences of votes. And so the Republicans won. And they were put into office because American people said, we've had enough of this leftist side, what they're doing to this country. And so what do? They turn around, and they only have 54 Republican senators. So you're never going to get the 60 votes unless you get some friggin' Democrats. So they put that rule back in. And it's just totally, totally stupid.
Well, it seems like Harry Reid's controlling all the Democrats, plus some Republicans.
Well, I don't care what Harry Reid does. When you have a majority in the House and you have a majority in the Senate, we've got the Senate being held up again just because Harry's in the minority. And Mitch McConnell and the rest of them just got to get this out of their friggin' head and quit getting so righteous. They burned it. When you're shooting, it's not time to talk. It's time to use real bullets. That's the only thing they're going to understand. And, they sent it back over to Speaker Bannon, who kicked the can down and voted on a bill for 1 week.
What's 1 week going to do?
Well, they got 1 week because all right, we got to have time to think about this, and we'll get it back, and away they go. So the Democrats have won another one, even though the Republicans have a majority. They can't seem to stop this outrageous act of amnesty. And if you look, Obama, he doesn't even care what the court said. And he's gone back and he's telling the border security that they can't obey the law. So we have law enforcement that's being told by our president to violate the law, or he's going to get them. I mean,
Morry, I just don't understand. Why can't we stop this outrageous activity?
Because it's a game. They only say something up. And we'll get into more of this anyhow. But to show you what's going on, folks, the FCC, Federal Communications Commission, votes to regulate the internet. Now, let's just think about that. I would like someone to tell me what the federal government, leave our military out of it, but what have they ever been able to manage? Think about it. What have they been able to manage? So, we got, don't you have a tape here?
Well, we do have a tape from an entrepreneur and businessman, kind of like yourself, Morry, from Mark Cuban, the billionaire who made a lot of money off the internet. Ryan, let's roll that tape of Mark Cuban.
Look at the net neutrality sites. When you look at the messages, it's don't let them ruin the internet. That's just demonizing these companies. Now, some people would say, look, we just want to keep it the way it is so it doesn't change. But I've talked to all the FCC commissioners. I made presentations in front of them over the last 15 years. And they change every few years, and they're politically appointed. And so the uncertainty associated with that applied to the internet scares the out of me.
Morry, Mark's pretty upset about this vote. Why is that?
Well, because the internet has been used worldwide to bring information. Oh, you can get anything on the internet, and you can believe some of it. You don't have to believe any of it, okay? And it's also made an awful lot of jobs, everything. People should understand that when they have this vote, there's 3 Democrats and there's 2 Republicans, and the vote's 3-2. And they voted what the White House wants. They want to control the health insurance. This group that's been elected, we got 2 more years, but they have no idea. When you think about all the years, the dynamic, robust, job-creating, customer-satisfied segment of the economy, Obama's pressured the FCC to treat the internet like you used to treat the phone companies. Remember your dial phone? You get no innovation. And talking about the phone companies, do you know that they stalled the cellular service?
Oh, yeah.
It took lawsuits because they control the licenses.
Like 15 years.
They're not going to let you get on. They'll cut you off. I mean, it's crazy. And Mark Cuban is saying the federal government will be able to regulate it now.
But
and I happen to agree
content's
to
what
it.
he's saying. Not just regulate, but regulate what you can put on the internet.
They have everything. Everything.
Even to get a website, you're going to have to apply to the government.
Apply to the government, They're not. There won't be market competition anymore. You won't have one jumping into the other. Service providers versus Verizon and AT&T, they've already said they're going to challenge it in court. But, that takes so much. They'll get another bureaucracy. And then the Republicans are going to draft their own bill. But why? I would like just say one thing to the Republicans. Why are you doing anything if you're going to let Harry still keep controlling it? When are you guys going to get some friggin' backbone, And, back to the other thing. When has the government ever regulated? They can't run the Veterans Administration.
No.
They can't run the Agricultural Department. You just go down and look at, it's just crazy what they're doing, all right? Now, what else happened this week? Well, the Keystone veto. Obama said no to the pipeline. We get to use trains. That means more derailments. He got his pin out just like he said he would. But did you notice when he vetoed the Keystone XL pipeline, he turned around and he said it was because Congress shouldn't have been acting in this. It's an executive branch. I mean, how stupid does they think the American public is? I mean, he must have been having dinner last night with Gruber. That's the only thing I can think of. His own transportation department released a new study showing we should not be using the trains to carry crude over because of ferry derailments. And, trains carrying oil and ethanol tankers are expected to derail on average 10 times a year.
10 times.
Almost one a month for the next 20 years, according to DOT. And it's terrible. So if any of the 207 derailments happen near a population center, it killed 200 people, caused over $6 billion in damage. That's what Obama's own transportation department said.
That's while he was vetoing the bill.
And so, why the same week you had derailments in Canada and West Virginia and graphic real life what's going to happen. So I've said it before, I'll say it again. It's cheaper to send it by pipeline than any train. Obama made a mistake vetoing Keystone. But once again, American public, you're going to pay for his. Let's just hope someone doesn't pay with their life. That's the big thing,
Absolutely.
So.
Well, are we done with Eric Holder, more?
With who?
With Eric Holder.
You mean the king?
Yeah. I thought Obama was king.
I don't know. What is Eric supposed to be, the court jester? I mean, come on. Holder's, he just, I really stick to the facts, I guess. But 51 House Republicans sent a letter asking him not to approve, this is to the Senate, Loretta Lynch as the new Attorney General. The Judiciary Committee approved her nomination on a 12-8 vote.
With Republicans voting for her.
Yep. The full Senate now must vote, but it appears likely since the 3 Republicans voted with the Democrats in the committee. Now, the question is, why? Why wouldn't they hold up that nomination to have this Loretta Lynch answer the questions? That's what they're asking. They believe, and why? Because they believe she will endorse his policies versus upholding the law of the land. When you appoint an attorney general, they're supposed to go under the Constitution and hold up the laws, not the laws that the president decides he wants to make. It's what really is. And
it's what's on the books.
And during her testimony, Lynch said Obama did have the right to grant amnesty to illegal aliens. Now, what's so crazy? For 6 years, he said he couldn't.
22 times.
And then they said, Holder, oh, he doesn't have that. And all. This is so Mickey Mouse, whatever we decide to throw a tantrum. Now, the other thing she said was that everyone in this country, everyone, whether they're here illegally or not, have a right to work.
Hold it.
It's not.
Sounds like we're going to have to get back to this when we come back from
We're
break.
going to be right back with it because this shows you how wacko the next 2 years are going to be.
If you want to talk about this,
give us a call.
855-984-7499. The Grizz would like to hear from you.
Hi, I'm Mark Andel, owner of the Made in America store. Together, we can help grow our economy and create jobs for Americans by buying products made right here in the United States. Visit MadeInAmericaStore.com, featuring thousands of 100% American-made products from all American materials and labor. They are the highest quality products available. We've inspired a Buy American movement that is creating and saving American jobs every day and keeping our money here instead of sending it overseas. So are you tired of lip service? Let our government know what really matters to the American people. Creating jobs matters. Manufacturing matters. Made in America matters. After 4 years in business and countless jobs created through our 400-plus suppliers, we've built a simple working model to strengthen our economy. It's a proving fact. Made in America matters because China is a long drive to work. Shop online at MadeInAmericaStore.com or connect with us on Facebook.
In addition to offering up his weekly dose of good old Grizz sense, Morry the Grizz Taylor doubles as CEO of Titan Tire, the world's largest farm tire manufacturer, producers of Goodyear and Titan farm tires. Morry wants all you farmers in GrizzNation to listen up. If you need to get into your field and it's all too wet, call 1-800-USA-BEAR or your Deere or Case IH dealer. Titan Tire is bringing new technology to farmers, and Titan's low sidewall technology means no more power hop or road low and less compaction. Say goodbye to the beach balls and same old tires from 20 to 30 years ago. It's time to welcome Goodyear LSW to your fields. Call your dealer or 1-800-USA-BEAR today to find out how you can save money and time this harvest. And tell them the Grizz sent you. Uh-oh. GrizzNation is back. Now nobody in Washington is safe. Dial 855-98-GRIZZ to join the conversation. Now here's Morry Taylor, the Grizz.
Welcome back, everybody. We were just talking about the king is dead, but he's not quite dead yet. Holder's still doing exit interviews, but only those who.
He said we should be reading Malcolm X's book. It's,
that was his last one.
Yeah. That was his parting shot.
Yeah, well, that's. I don't have anything good to say, so I won't say it. Okay.
Okay.
But back to Mrs. Lynch. So what happened when she made that comment? Has the right to work. Senator Cruz weighed in on that answer, but she refused to answer the questions by the Senate committee, then disqualified. Because she doesn't answer the questions, she should be disqualified as the nation's top law enforcement. But, they're slowing it down, claiming she has not been responsive to the 100 written questions. But we're going to get the same brand of justice, folks. You have to, at a certain point, go back to...
Is it justice or is it political justice?
Well, everything in life has some politics to it.
That's true.
But when you listen back to the clip we showed with the father that lost his son being shot by an illegal alien who was in this country illegally, caught, put in jail, and then they don't do anything. So... at a certain point, you start to have a total disrespect for the various offices and the high offices of this country. And it is a shame. There's no question in my mind that Obama is going to go down as the worst we've ever had. He moves Jimmy Carter up. The only one's happy about that is Jimmy Carter. But all the working men and women are going to have to pay for that. So
well, Morry,
it's terrible.
Your comments are firing up Twitter. You want to hear some of the comments that they're making about what you're saying?
Let's hear from the Twitter group.
Okay, Joe on Twitter agrees with you, saying the fact is Harry Reid, along with all the other Democrats, are actually running the place.
Yeah, and I have to say it's very troubling. And there's a group of Mitch McConnells who, you got Mitch McConnell and you got Lamar Alexander and a lot of people who I appreciate that they have made the Senate how it used to be, and they think they have to do that, but they have to understand you are ruining your country by allowing them to continue to do what they're doing. You've got to turn around and learn to fight. This is not time for just nicey-niceys.
Let me give you another.
Because the media tells you, oh, you should be nice. You should compromise. You should compromise. No, you shouldn't.
Let me
you
give
don't
you a
compromise when someone's just wacko as hell.
Let me give you Ted's comments on Twitter, because I think you might agree with this. He says, I don't think Reid is acting. He's running the Senate. McConnell is picking daisies and skipping in the park.
Oh, there's... I think what they're trying to do is they want to be loved. They want to be loved. They want the press to love them. They want the rest of them. We want to have a love-in. Well, when you want to lead, you don't look to be loved. That's what Obama wants, and you see what kind of leadership. When you're going to lead, you lead, and you lead to gain the respect. You cannot satisfy everyone. As long as you're satisfying the majority that think you're on the right path, and then the others that don't agree with you, as long as they have respect for you. Nobody's got any respect for the Senate leadership. That's except maybe the guy's wife, but nobody else is going to have it. It's really crazy.
We got one more tweet here from the Yankee on Twitter on net neutrality. He says 100% correct. Actually, Dale on Twitter said, sad but true. Once the government regulates something, it never gets better. Once a thing falls into government's realm, some entity is certain to abuse it.
Well, there's no question. I mean, we got a couple other points here about government workers and what's happening. And when you see it, and we're putting these people up at the forefront, and it's crazy. And by the way, let's just turn around and one of my other points I want to talk about, because he got a lot of grief from it, and Rudy Giuliani. Everybody, you heard what he said, that, the president didn't love the country as much as he loved it. Well, to tell you the truth, folks, that's his opinion. Nobody should ever even question him about what a man's opinion, how much he loves this country. Now, Obama's love is going to be something different, okay? But everybody jumps on him. But a study that just came out, it proves, the study shows that liberals are less patriotic. They're not patriots at the same level that the conservatives are. So you turn around and you ask yourself, if the 56 people who signed the Declaration of Independence, how many of them would be on the liberal side, on the Democratic Party side? And how many of them would be on the far right conservative side. I can tell you right now, you think Hillary and Bill would ever sign something that they could be executed, lose all their money and everything? Wrong. All right? So, why liberals wail loud and long about Rudy's comments about Obama's lack of patriotism, recently released surveys show that liberals are, in fact, less patriotic than conservatives. And a majority of Americans do not believe Obama loves this country. Only ones who think it are college professors and a bunch of friggin', well, we know, Chris Matheson. His legs start shaking. I hate to think if he was a little younger, he watched Elvis Presley. My God. Anyhow, 46% of the conservatives believe the U.S. stands above all other countries. Get this, folks. 11% liberals. Only 11%. That's 89% of them. Man, did I hit it right on the dome? 72% of the conservatives said they often feel proud to be American. Only 40% of the liberals. And if you think about what's happened the last 6 years with the Obama presidency, it's almost like you could say, if they don't like it here, why don't they go someplace else?
Well, you remember during the campaign, Michelle Obama said she was not proud of America.
Yeah, well, she had the means. Why didn't she move someplace else? Another survey by Gallup a few years ago showed the similar results. 52% of the Republicans and 48% of the conservatives call themselves extremely patriotic. Only 20% of the Democrats and 19% of the liberals call themselves extremely patriotic. I think those 20% of those Democrats and the 19% of the liberals, you ought to really just join the conservative group. You'd be a lot happier. I appreciate your banging your head, but you got no voice in the Democratic Party. Why don't you come over to the Republican Party, and then we don't have to put up with all these dummies? The new survey showed that only 47% of the citizens think Obama loves America, while 35% stated he did not.
So less than half of the country believes Obama loves America.
Yeah, so
53%.
And I would think that if you listen to all these results of all the surveys, it would come that majority of those people would say that Obama doesn't love this country as much as they do. That's my take on what we have.
Yeah, I think that's true.
I believe Giuliani was accurate in his original comment. I'm sorry he issued a semi-mea culpa saying he regretted his bluntness. What the hell is wrong with being blunt? Okay? It's so nuts that it's just crazy. It's like the sheriff from Milwaukee. If you've ever seen the sheriff from Milwaukee, what a fellow great American he is. And he was talking at CPAC, and what he was talking about at CPAC, being interviewed, about the Looney Tune president, I don't even know the guy's name, at the University of Minnesota, where if a crime is committed, one of the students there gets raped, heaven help if someone gets shot, then he believes their rule is they will not identify a person's color. They will not, they'll give the height, whatever, but not the color.
Huh.
This is so asinine, and this is going too far as the political correct, okay?
So what if you couldn't say it was a black car involved in an accident?
You said it was a black car.
But you couldn't say it was a black person.
At least now, until pretty soon, they'll be talking about how you're I think these people are just sick. I don't even know. The first thing is, we shouldn't get mad at this president of the university. You got to stop and think of the people who hired the friggin' idiot. I mean, that's the fact of life. Where's the regents that you can hire some nincompoop like this and put them in a university? It's no different than in Illinois, where they hired,
We only got about 30 seconds before we start into the next one. What else you got to say?
Well, we got a tweet there or not?
No, we don't have any tweets. There'll be some
the next thing
up.
we're going to talk about, we're going to go through, well, I could say the lies of Obama, but, I'll do the liberal position. This was a misunderstanding statements of Obama.
We'll be right back, folks.
Hi, I'm Mark Andel, owner of the Made in America store. Together, we can help grow our economy and create jobs for Americans by buying products made right here in the United States. Visit MadeInAmericaStore.com, featuring thousands of 100% American-made products from all American materials and labor. They are the highest quality products available. We've inspired a Buy American movement that is creating and saving American jobs every day and keeping our money here instead of sending it overseas. So are you tired of lip service? Let our government know what really matters to the American people. Creating jobs matters. Manufacturing matters. Made in America matters. After 4 years in business and countless jobs created through our 400-plus suppliers, we've built a simple working model to strengthen our economy. It's a proving fact. Made in America matters because China is a long drive to work. Shop online at MadeInAmericaStore.com or connect with us on Facebook.
More than half of U.S. children and adults have never received music education, although 68% think it's important, according to a new poll commissioned by Primrose Schools. Early, consistent exposure to music has been found to support musical ability, language development, motor coordination, social skills, and learning. Visit justaskaprimrosemom.com to hear what moms are saying about Primrose Schools' new partnership with the Music Class, an international early childhood music education company.
This Your Family Today tip is brought to you by Ovaltine. Give your kids the nutrition they need to be their best. Visit us at ovaltineusa.com. Telling your child about healthy food choices is important, but showing her what to eat goes a lot further. Have her help create the grocery list, then bring her to the store with you. Picking out healthy foods together helps kids get in the habit of thinking about what they're eating every day. For more tips like these, visit us at parenthood.com/yourfamilytoday.
Welcome back to GrizzNation. Think it's bad now? You ain't seen nothing yet. Just dial 855-98-GRIZZ to ask the Grizz.
Welcome back, everybody. We before we get into these lies of Obama, we have some tweets here that are coming in, and I want to just give us a call if you want to, whether you agree with us or you disagree, okay?
Absolutely. 855-984-7499. Morry, Ralph says Obama is supposed to uphold and enforce our laws and Constitution, yet he doesn't with impunity and no one arrests him.
Well, first thing, I agree with what you're stating, but you can't arrest the President of the United States.
We could impeach
He's immune from arrest. He can be impeached, okay? So he knows that, and all of his aides know that. And, you would just have a big, a big war. And I can guarantee you, if it was George Bush and he was doing this stuff and the Democrats were there, they'd be impeaching him if he was violating as many of the laws. And Obama's statement would be that, those laws were done when such and such time and change has come. And I mean, you even look at the U.S. Supreme Court. You got judges there who come up with some of the craziest reasoning why they think this is right or wrong. I mean, but hey, remember, on the Democratic side, they're studying the meaning of is.
Well, Teresa says that she thinks Obama's behavior has really confused the rest of the politicos, and we don't even know what to do anymore.
Well, I understand what Teresa's saying, but you just got to stick it out. You got to just keep marching forward. You don't just give up. That's not our way. That's not what this country was founded on. Except though you can't just sit and have meetings and no decision. You got to either move or get the hell out of the way and get people who will move. And that's what you got to do.
Okay, one more tweet, Morry. Bob from Salt Lake City. Yeah, he's got a great one here. It said, "It warms my heart that the same people that created Obamacare website are now in charge of the internet."
Yeah, that's, the only thing I can say about it, if you want to have a little chuckle about it, you know that Silicon Valley all of them were big supporters of Obama. And they didn't, sometimes get your nose out of the computer and have a conversation, sometimes face to face, folks, because if you did any reading or any checking, you would understand this is what happens. It's just like people are in shocked that the fella from London, the terrorist, he's college educated.
Oh, you're talking about the guy that
he's cutting heads off.
Yeah.
Just remember something, folks.
No, he needs a job, Morry.
Yeah, he needs a job. But the big thing is this. Did you ever remember somebody by the name of Lenin? He was a professor. But his ideas, the man behind him, Stalin. And Stalin killed more people than anybody, okay? You see, they're so educated, they're wackos, all right? Well, you got anything else?
That's the tweets for right now.
Let's go to last week. We told you a study that Jeff Sessions is doing and the history of Obama's lies about the illegal immigration. This week, the Washington Post, of all people, provides a list of Obama's lies regarding foreign policy. A few of them we're going to highlight for you. In 2011, when Obama pulled all the troops out of Iraq, he belittled worries that instability might result, saying Iraq would be stable, secure, and self-reliant. Today, Iraq is deep in trouble with murderous ISIS occupying much of its territory. You get to watch it on the news. All right? Now, it's really funny because when you think about it, I got a talking point in here about you have to laugh at the stupidity. It's bad enough they took Hillary and made her the State Department secretary, right? Secretary of State. And then when she leaves, they even go farther down the list and give it to Senator Kerry. He just loves to babble his mouth, I just wondering, who helps him in the bathroom, okay? I mean, did you hear him how for the last 100 years, last year was the safest in the world? Yeah, because he's flying around with jets all around him, security guards and everything. It's all real safe.
Well, that's not what the FBI director said.
No, that was the national security.
Oh, okay. I'm sorry.
Clapper said that.
Okay.
And Clapper came out. It was the worst since they kept record in 45 years. You know, they're working for the same president, folks. You know, they Democrats can outlie Republicans hands down. They're great liars. So, the same year, 2011, Obama pledged to provide assistance to the people of Libya. We all know what happened in Libya, folks. We lost 4 guys there. And we haven't done squat, okay? We just turned it over. It's just chaos going back to the tribals. And then you see 17 or 25 Christians?
21.
21 Christians, Egyptians looking for work, beheaded, and they're actually, which we talked about it, that Maria, the State Department spokesperson, well, we just got to find, they need work.
They need a job.
They need a job. They need a job. They need a bullet, Maria. They need a bullet. And you put the bullet right there, okay? That's what you do, all right? And if the Pope don't like that and anybody else don't like it, they don't have to. I'll find enough Americans that'd be happy enough. I could find enough Europeans that put that bullet in them. So Obama also said some nations may be able to turn a blind eye to atrocities in other countries. As president, I refuse to wait for the images of slaughter, mass graves before taking action. Yeah, that was Obama said that. Okay. You want your doctor? You want to keep your insurance? That's our president. This is what happens with politicians. They're going to tell you all the things you want to hear, but they don't do nothing because they don't know what to do. People don't understand it. He didn't do nothing when Syria started, dropping, killing over 200,000 of its citizens.
Well, that was the red line that he drew in the sand in Syria.
Oh, hell, that's his red line, Ken. But he hasn't done anything, He just talks the talk. He has no idea how to walk the walk. He bounces a ball. August 11th, Obama declared that Assad must step aside. 2 years later, Obama declared the worst chemical attack of the 21st century must be confronted. Well, remember 2011? This is 15, folks. Assad's still there. And now we've got the problem with ISA. All right? And the thing is, our forefathers were pretty smart. You want to turn around? I don't believe in sending troops over there. I don't believe in dropping one bit of American blood. If we go there, we do it, we own them. Okay? They become a territory. That's the way I look at it. Otherwise, why in the hell you want to go help them? Let them turn around. I don't really give a damn, okay? So that's my personal belief, okay? You think of everything. What would we have done? Have peace and then we all left this great land? We had the tribes here. There was hell to be paid by a lot of people. You don't get anything for nothing unless you're Obama. In September, the president said his strategy for defeating ISA is one that we have successfully pursued in Yemen and Somalia for years. Yeah. They just chased out the duly elected president and they've taken they're big messes, okay?
We abandoned our embassy and
everybody's out of there, okay?
Boy,
this is wacko. Shortly after, Iran-backed rebellion imposed Yemen's pro-U.S. government, forcing us to abandon our embassy and anti-terror operation.
Well, it worked well.
It worked real good. And what are we doing? We're talking to Iran. Let's have a little, because a lot of you might be a hell of a lot younger than me, or you might be my age. So if you're my age, you should tell the youngsters, the younger generation, back when in the 89, 90, when we went into Iraq the first time when the senior Bush, he had a coalition. Now, why did we get a coalition? But he was going to go anyhow. So just everybody understand that, because he said he would. And I believe the elder Bush when he said he would. So, but what did he do? What did he do? He put together, now remember this, the media went totally ape crap, okay? But what did we do? He put the resources there, turned it over to the military, and they came up with a plan. And their plan was real simple, folks. They were going in, and Colin Powell was part of it. They're going in with supreme force. And everybody was worried because Iraq had the fourth largest military. 30 days later, oh, by the way, they were trained by the Russians.
In addition to offering up his weekly dose of good old Grizz sense, Morry the Grizz Taylor doubles as CEO of Titan Tire, the world's largest farm tire manufacturer, producers of Goodyear and Titan farm tires. Morry wants all you farmers in GrizzNation to listen up. If you need to get into your field and it's all too wet, call 1-800-USA-BEAR or your Deere or Case IH dealer. Titan Tire is bringing new technology to farmers, and Titan's low sidewall technology means no more power hop or road load and less compaction. Say goodbye to the beach balls and same old tires from 20 to 30 years ago. It's time to welcome Goodyear LSW to your fields. Call your dealer or 1-800-USA-BEAR today to find out how you can save money and time this harvest. And tell them the Grizz sent you.
Hi, I'm Mark Andel, owner of the Made in America store. Together, we can help grow our economy and create jobs for Americans by buying products made right here in the United States. Visit MadeInAmericaStore.com, featuring thousands of 100% American-made products from all American materials and labor. They are the highest quality products available. We've inspired a Buy American movement that is creating and saving American jobs every day and keeping our money here instead of sending it overseas. So are you tired of lip service? Let our government know what really matters to the American people. Creating jobs matters. Manufacturing matters. Made in America matters. After 4 years in business and countless jobs created through our 400-plus suppliers, we've built a simple working model to strengthen our economy. It's a proving fact. Made in America matters because China is a long drive to work. Shop online at MadeInAmericaStore.com or connect with us on Facebook.
Good.
Welcome back to GrizzNation. Scrape that Washington off your shoes, pull up a chair, and dial 855-98-GRIZZ to join the conversation with the Grizz.
Welcome back, everybody. When we went for break right there, we were talking about the lies that our president has had a tendency, or let's just say falsehoods, okay? He, last month, when he did the State of the Union address, if, of course, not that many Americans were listening to him, Obama presented his Ukraine policy as a triumph of American strength and the diplomacy. Since then, of course, Russian forces extended excursion into Ukraine. They control a fifth of the country now. The whole thing is, all of these policy blunders reduces our credibility worldwide. It's a dangerous world. And the worst thing you can have is a bunch of people who realize you don't mean anything. We can be the strongest economy, the strongest military. We don't mean squat because they know the leadership has no guts, no what they used to call sand. They can't hold their ground, all right? They're all weak-kneed. And you know, it's just really frustrating. But the president lied about Obamacare. He lied about immigration. And he's still lying about foreign policy. Without a question. He has brought the presidency down for leadership honesty. And you remember what he told you? The most open, straightforward. That was a lie. He was just the opposite. So
We got a tweet from Bill. Boy, it sounds like you two have been talking. He said that Obama is the most dishonest president in our lifetime, saying, and for many of us, that includes Nixon, Clinton, and LBJ. So that's really saying something.
yeah, that I would have to say the one that was of that group between LBJ, Nixon, Clinton, and Obama, Nixon looks pretty damn good, He really did. Okay? I mean, that's just the facts, folks. History will prove that out to be the truth, too. Trust me.
Folks, if y'all would like to talk to Morry about Nixon looking pretty good, give us a call at 855-984-7499. That's 855-98-GRIZZ with 2 Z's. Give us a call.
All right. The next thing we want to talk about is what's religion got to do with what's going on? ISIS abducted more Christians. They're killing, whether it's the Christians or Jews.
Well, it's Obama. Obama said religion has nothing to do with it.
He has nothing to do with it. It is really crazy how he can't help himself. His father was a Muslim. His stepfather was a Muslim. Okay? So we all got to understand, but why don't he turn it over to Joe Biden? Let the vice president handle it. We can send him over, Joe can he'll confuse the hell out of him, okay? But he turns around, and it is just crazy. We got a caller?
Yes, we got Lauren from Georgia. Lauren, are you with us?
Yes.
Go ahead, Lauren.
I don't understand how the Republicans are in the majority in the House and Senate. Why can't they simply pass a law defunding this executive amnesty program?
Well, because you see, in the Senate, the House did. The House did pass, Lauren. But the Senate used to have a rule. And the rule used to be you could filibuster a bill. And in order to close discussions on it, you had to have a vote in the Senate of 60 senators. Now, when Harry Reid, we got to go back before the election, so you got to go back to the election of 2012, Harry Reid and the Democrats turned around and they changed the rule. Because they had the majority, they changed that rule that had been in effect for about 100 years. And they changed it. And there was a whole uproar about it because the reason being is that the Republicans said, hey, you'll regret this because we'll be in control someday. Well, the Republicans are in control. But you see, the Senate leader is Mitch McConnell from Kentucky. The Democrats spent, I think, close to $75 million trying to defeat him. But Mitch gets there, and I think Mitch is older than me. And he just thinks that that's the way it was. And so I guess he thinks he'll be remembered for putting that rule. So he put the rule back in effect. It takes 60. Well, we only got 54. So Harry Reid's running the show again. Yep. And there's other senators who agree with Mitch McConnell. You got Lamar Alexander. He agrees with them. There's a lot of them that agree. And the only way that's going to change is from pressure from people from the outside. Okay? It's the only way. So as long as that rule's in a chain, they can turn around and they can, the Democrats are lock stock. Remember, all the Democrats left, except for maybe the one out of, he's pretty good, the one from West Virginia, used to be the governor. What was it, Joe Manchin? I don't know. But anyhow, too bad he don't just become a Republican. Republicans should just basically try to see if they can get some switches. They should. So we got a tweet now. Who's there?
We got, you might like this one. Dale on Twitter says, "Thanks, Grizz. I'll be sure to listen in often. Please continue bringing awareness. The nation needs it."
Well, I appreciate the comment. And, we're trying to do this because, we got a passion for it. And, I've been very fortunate. And I like to tell everybody, the working men and women in our factories, they'll tell you that no different than a lot of people don't think they have a voice. They're going to have a voice. And sometimes they disagree with me, sometimes they agree with me, but they know I tell it like I see it. So anyhow.
Apparently, Morry, we're having some trouble with our phone lines, and I encourage people that if they are trying to call, please call back. We're getting some reports that one guy called and no one answered, but we've taken care of that. So if you're trying to reach us, please give us a call at 855-984-7499. We'll be certain to put you on the air.
And we appreciate that. Well, you see, the government still got control on the phones. So, they're probably just popping the switch off, to shut everybody up. But, you would think right now there's been 130 to 300 Christians in Syria this week that have been abducted. And ISA beheaded the 21 Christians in Libya that were from Egypt. Women and children. And what they do is they're just using them as sex slaves. Okay? And then they'll kill them. I mean, so when everybody talks about it, let me tell you what we could do. We got so many drones. We could put drones over there. You could just be blowing them up. When they all go to the mosque, yeah, I know this is bad, but they show up at the mosque because Muslims that are good Muslims aren't going with ISA. I'd blow that friggin' mosque to kingdom hell. Now, that's terrible. No, there is no safe haven wherever they are. If they go out to parade, you see the pictures of them when they're riding in their Jeeps or they're out there on a parade? I'd have a Predator drone up above them. They can't even see the damn thing. They might see a quick flash, and that's the missile that's coming in to send them all to Allah, okay? I mean, you got to sit there and quit worrying. And I don't understand why the president is so worried because there's 1 billion other Muslims or 2 billion. I don't care what the friggin' number is. Everybody better understand you're not going to do what they're doing or we're going to go kill them. And if you just want to socialize with them and all the other, you're liable to get blown away too. That's my take on it. And, you have to turn around and get tough, okay? Now, we got...
we're about to go to break, but we got a couple of minutes. What else you want to talk about? I know our next section, which we always highlight, is called the Grizz Growls section, and that's where Morry kind of spouts off on things that have upset him this week, and let me assure you, we have plenty to talk about this week.
And we've got Grizz Growls. We're going to go through them after the break. But I'm going to run through the Grizz Growls. And then what we're going to talk about is CPAC. And I'm going to tell you, the men and the lady that was there. There was a couple because Sarah Palin was there too. The women, they did an outstanding job. You got to be proud. You don't have to agree with them, but you got to be proud that we have that type of people standing up to run for president of the United States.
It's a crowded field.
And it just makes me real proud. But one thing you see, I'll give you a teaser. It's like Senator Cruz said to the question, well, what are you going to do about Obamacare? Well, he's going to repeal every last word of the law. But he didn't tell you we got to have a replacement because everybody knows the healthcare system is really screwed up, okay? So there's good parts and there's bad parts. There's more bad in Obamacare than good. We're going to break right now, so we'll talk to you after break.
Hi, I'm Mark Andel, owner of the Made in America store. Together, we can help grow our economy and create jobs for Americans by buying products made right here in the United States. Visit MadeInAmericaStore.com, featuring thousands of 100% American-made products from all American materials and labor. They are the highest quality products available. We've inspired a Buy American movement that is creating and saving American jobs every day and keeping our money here instead of sending it overseas. So are you tired of lip service? Let our government know what really matters to the American people. Creating jobs matters. Manufacturing matters. Made in America matters. After 4 years in business and countless jobs created through our 400-plus suppliers, we've built a simple working model to strengthen our economy. It's a proving fact. Made in America matters because China is a long drive to work. Shop online at MadeInAmericaStore.com or connect with us on Facebook.
If you're living with diabetes and have Medicare or private insurance, here is some great news. Call United States Medical Supply today, and we'll send you the smallest glucose meter in the world, absolutely free. So small, it fits right on the bottle of strips. And if you call now, we'll also send you this stylish full-featured meter at no charge. That's 2 free meters. You can keep one in your pocket and leave the other one at home.
You can even hook it up to your computer so your doctor can track your results.
United States Medical Supply also delivers prescription medication right to my door, so I don't have to go to the drugstore anymore.
Don't let diabetes get in the way of living. Give us a call today at United States Medical Supply and get the smallest meter in the world for free. Call today.
Call 1-800-897-8374. That's 1-800-897-8374. Call 1-800-897-8374 today.
My daughter starts elementary school this year. I'm amazed how fast she's grown. Being ready for school means more than just knowing ABCs and 1, 2, 3s. It's social and emotional development too. That's why she spent her early years at Primrose Schools. Primrose parents rate their children above 90% in school readiness. With her Primrose Foundation, my baby is ready to succeed. To see what other moms are saying, visit askaprimrosemom.com.
Hi, I'm Julie Bowen, asking you to walk with me in March for Babies. Too many children in our country are being born prematurely or with birth defects. They have to fight to survive every day, but you can make a difference. Your steps in March for Babies can help them take their first steps. Visit marchforbabies.org to start your team and raise money to ensure that babies are born healthy. Let's walk together for stronger, healthier babies.
Do you suffer from pain like joint pain, muscle pain, back pain, or painful arthritis? Then you must listen to this important message. Nearly half of all Americans suffer from some kind of pain due to chronic inflammation. Aneta-Block is a breakthrough supplement scientifically proven to quickly and effectively reduce inflammation and get rid of pain. Aneta-Block is so effective in preventing excessive inflammation and reducing the pain, we guarantee you'll feel a significant difference in just a few days. Best of all, Aneta-Block is now available to try for free. That's right. Call 800-882-9732 now and get out of pain absolutely free. Aneta-Block is now looking for real-life testimonials for anyone who has back pain, muscle pain, or painful arthritis. Call 800-882-9732 to get your free supply and get out of pain today. Just call 800-882-9732 for details. Call today at 800-882-9732. That's 800-882-9732. Again, 800-882-9732.
Grizz Nation is a politically incorrect zone. Got a problem with that? Dial 855-98-GRIZZ to talk to the Grizz.
You got any? We've had some phone problems, but if you have patience and just call in 855-984-7499. We'd love to have you on the phone line and we'll answer anything. Now, this is the Grizz Growls. So let's start these off with number one. IRS says no need to pay if they send you the wrong form. You may recall last week we told you about IRS sending out 800,000 incorrect forms that threatened to force Obamacare customers to resubmit their tax returns and possibly delay their refunds. This week, the IRS said, never mind. The IRS said if Obamacare customers who did not pay enough in taxes, they will be allowed to keep the money. Oh,
Morry,
this is their sweet face they're putting on it there, Ken.
Morry, how does the IRS give the authority to say, no, you don't have to pay your taxes? It
Well,
gives them that
they,
authority.
well, because, I guess that King Obama, he just went down to Treasury, printed out, and said, you go ahead and write this. It's like the lady from a council in Detroit before they went bankrupt. Obama, you got to send us some stash. We voted for you. So, meanwhile,
well, what happens if they pay too much, though? Some of those people said
they have the option to filling out an amended return and get their money back.
So
okay?
you can, if you
overpaid,
enough,
you can get it back.
But if you paid not enough, you don't have to.
You don't have to pay.
What a deal!
Yeah, so just kiss that goodbye. Meanwhile, H&R Block says Obamacare is affecting millions of refunds for Obamacare customers, according to H&R Block. Half of Obama's customers owe IRS money for having received too much taxpayer-funded subsidies.
Shocking.
On the average, the tax filing company said Obamacare customers owe the government $530, which will be deducted from their tax returns. Folks, how does IRS just decide you don't have to pay money you owe? Are you kidding me? We need a congressional investigation now. We need to clean IRS up and dump Obamacare. And the other thing is, we got IRS agents. The IRS, all the stuff they're finding out, they've lied all the way to the commissioner, to Senate, and they took the oath.
Oh, you're talking
you
about
did that, folks.
You're talking about the loss of
you would be in jail. Oh, and the current commissioner said they did everything.
Yeah.
They never even asked. Number two, the government loan program. I like this. 116% default rate. Keep that in your mind. 116%.
How could it be over 100%?
Well, you listen. Included in the back of Obama's budget proposal are some obscure data about our federal government. It's called the Federal Credit Supplement, and it's a batch of tables that reveal a lot about our government's loan programs. It shows taxpayers will recover 46 cents on every loan to renovate rural apartment complexes.
Why are we loaning people money to renovate rural apartment complexes?
It's called Obama Stash. It's called payback for voting for me.
So then we lose half the money.
We lose half the money. I won't be around, is what he says. It's not my problem. That's the problem when you elect people that never run anything. They don't know what the hell they're doing, folks. Make you feel good for a moment. Remember in Denver? Remember everybody cheering? Chris Matthews, his leg was shaking, Oh. The loan program has a $22 billion shortfall. That's the student loans, or a lifetime default rate of 25%. But the most shocking of the stats came in the agricultural department, called broadband treasury rate loans. the loan default was listed at 116.37%. Now ask a question. Remember I told you the 116%? How can you loan $100 and then say, oh, everybody we loaned it to, we didn't lose $100 at each one. We lost 116. Oh, do we have people in the center? You know, I think the government should go hire a bunch of mobsters. They keep better records than the government. So you can't have 100%. They said, well, their actual rate was somewhere below 70%. But they could not come up with an actual number. Folks, who in the hell are these government workers that we're paying that they couldn't come up with the regular number, so they used 116%? That's idiotic. I mean, this is modern math is starting to get us, okay? All you parents, make sure the school doesn't teach your kid modern math, because heaven help them. The average default rate for a bank, a U.S. bank, 3%.
Well, all of these are over 40 and 50 and 70.
These numbers show the government should not be in the loan business, okay? Number 3, rolling along here, Zimmerman won't face federal charges. The Justice Department this week announced that it would not prosecute George Zimmerman on federal charges. Zimmerman was cleared earlier on state charges shooting death of Trayvon Martin, but that's not what's making me growl. 2 things. The federal government spent 3 years trying to figure out a way to charge this guy. Yeah, 3 years. What a pouring excuse. I wonder how many millions that cost us. You know, it's second. The comments of our attorney general are totally outlined. Days after Zimmerman was acquitted, Holder said he considered Martin's death an unnecessary shooting. It's time King Holder. I mean, he is going down. Not only be the worst, he should have been charged himself. I'm going to be glad when we call him our former. No, his rulings are going to stick with us a long time. I thought about this. You know who should be a great attorney general? Mark Levin. He used to work there. He worked under Attorney General, I think it was Meese. They ought to stick him in and just say, clean it up. Clean it up. It's gone to hell.
Right? We got 2 callers holding. You want to go to the callers? You want to finish up? Okay. We got, first of all, we got somebody calling himself Do Good, who's been tweeting us, and now he's on the line. Can we have Mr. Do Good on?
Hey, Do Good.
Yeah. Yes. How you doing there? Loving your show.
Well, thanks for viewing it. What would you like to know?
Hey, my question is very simple in my opinion. 2012, the main reason Romney lost was the 4 news networks covering up for the left and lying just on everything and demonizing him. And to me, unless we get at least one of those 4 channels to move towards the truth, we won't have a chance in 2016 with any candidate we choose because they still influence 65% of the voters.
Well, the first thing is, I don't think you can throw, if you're including Fox in it, I don't think you can throw Fox into it. If you want to reach down to say, CNN, well, CNN is not even, you look at how many people they have. So you must be talking.
Viewers?
Viewers, yes. I'm talking about, if you're talking about ABC, if you're talking about NBC, if you're talking about CBS, it's real simple when you want to let them know your feelings. You see, those are all major U.S. corporations. ABC is owned by Disney. So, They sure like all the stuff you're buying and everything else. So they would not like people to start boycotting Disney. Trust me. You can put some pressure on those people. NBC is Comcast. All right. So it was GE. Now it's gone to Comcast. So, you know, Comcast is running around with spending millions of dollars trying to buy Warner Cable. So you've got ways you can affect them. I don't really disagree with you on, and I'm going to finish your call when we get back. We got to go for a break.
Okay, Tony, hang on. We'll get to your call right after we finish up after the break. Come back to Grizz Nation.
In addition to offering up his weekly dose of good old Grizz sense, Morry the Grizz Taylor doubles as CEO of Titan Tire, the world's largest farm tire manufacturer, producers of Goodyear and Titan farm tires. Morry wants all you farmers in Grizz Nation to listen up. If you need to get into your field and it's all too wet, call 1-800-USA-BEAR or your Deere or Case IH dealer. Titan Tire is bringing new technology to farmers, and Titan's low sidewall technology means no more power hop or road low. Less compact, Sega beach balls and same old tires from 20 to 30 years ago. It's time to welcome Goodyear LSW to your fields. Call your dealer or 1-800-USA-BEAR today to find out how you can save money and time this harvest. And tell them the Grizz sent you.
Hi, I'm Mark Andel, owner of the Made in America store. Together, we can help grow our economy and create jobs for Americans by buying products made right here in the United States. Visit MadeInAmericaStore.com, featuring thousands of 100% American-made products from all American materials and labor. They are the highest quality products available. We've inspired a Buy American movement that is creating and saving American jobs every day and keeping our money here instead of sending it overseas. So are you tired of lip service? Let our government know what really matters to the American people. Creating jobs matters. Manufacturing matters. Made in America matters. After 4 years in business and countless jobs created through our 400-plus suppliers, we've built a simple working model to strengthen our economy. It's a proven fact. Made in America matters because China is a long drive to work. Shop online at MadeInAmericaStore.com or connect with us on Facebook.
Welcome back.
Listening to Grizz Nation with Morry the Grizz Taylor. Dial 855-98-GRIZZ to join in on Common Sense Talk Radio, coming right at you in 3, 2, and 1.
Welcome back, everybody. I want to just finish the caller, do-good, Mitt Romney. I can honestly tell you, because I've met the man a couple times, that man was smart, intellectually smarter than hell. And as you want to have somebody who is kind, you know, everything, he's much better than I ever could be. So, but that's not why he lost the race. He could never be able to relate to the working men and women. Could he listen to him? Could he do that? Yes. But to throw him into blue jeans, which he's not, to throw him in with, he had way too many consultants. He should have had less than 10% of the consultants and went out and spent some time. And that's my personal belief. And to show you the difference, it's like this. And yeah, the Democrats, you know they're going to beat him up. And they beat him up on his private equity career. But the situation is, take Ronald Reagan. All of you that see a Harley Davidson go down the road, the only reason Harley's in this country is because Ronald Reagan put an embargo. An embargo, folks. Nobody could ship in a motorcycle over 699 cc's. That's why Harley. So working men and women started to understand that. When you want to talk about automotive, we wouldn't have an automotive industry today because imports were coming in. He capped them. When I say capped them, folks, he didn't put another duty on them. They could only ship so many cars and he froze it off. Now, why do you think you got transplants? Why are they down in South Carolina, Alabama, every place? You see, he did things for the working men and women of this country. That's why he was elected. That's why if you've seen when he died, his funeral. So,
Morry,
now,
do
let's
good.
go to
Do
Tony.
good. No, do good. Still hanging on and has a closing comment.
Go ahead, do good.
Hey, thanks a lot, Grizz. Hey, bottom line is, if 50 million of us had an ad boycott team against the four big networks and their parent companies, and we just basically said, we're not going to watch your ads. We're going to tape everything we have to watch on your channels. Is that the way to get these big companies to start moving to the truth?
Oh, there's no question, because if the advertisers leave, you think these people work for nothing? And everybody should understand their existence is because they have been granted by our government the ability to be out on the airwaves. And that's why it's free, okay? So, but everybody that's got cable or satellite, you pay. But your comment's right. If you got 50 million to do that, trust me, hell, they would be more right of Fox, okay? And Fox is not right. Fox is just trying to give you both. Why do you see Alan Combs on there? And I can go on and on and on. So, but anyhow, appreciate the call. Thank you.
Tony's been holding a long time, Grizz. Tony from New York, are you still holding on?
Yeah, I'm here.
Okay, Tony, what's your question?
What's wrong with net neutrality? Doesn't that mean we all, rich and poor, will have equal access to the internet?
No. Well, here, Tony, when you have any government agency that steps into the control, what happens is everybody turns around and they're going to govern everything. So no matter what new technologies, no matter what comes out, it is going to automatically be delayed for years. All right? It's like this. Just think of this. They wrote a health care, Affordable Care Act, Obamacare. Congress, with the people in the back, you got 2,000 pages. Now, who in the hell's going to read 2,000 pages? But, it didn't stop there, because those 2,000 pages went over to the bureaucrats at the Health and Department of Human Resources. And what did they do? They wrote 20-some thousand pages. Now, who in the hell's going to read those? Somebody has to.
Absolutely.
So you got to start hiring people. Who do you hire? Lawyers. Lawyers. They like to sit down and read. Lawyers. And more lawyers. And more lawyers. Now, Tony, when they're doing that, who in the hell you think's going to pay? You see, they're not going to take the money from another agency, because that's not the way bureaucrats do it. You're in bureaucrat land. Obama has turned the government, and it was happening before him. The Clintons really started it, okay? So, it just went wild. So now, when you turn around and you think, well, here, it's this way. You want to keep your doctor, Tony? You can keep your doctor. You want to keep your insurance? You can keep your insurance. Oh, shit. It's not going to be neutral. It isn't going to be high speed. They're going to, trust me, will it happen like tomorrow? No, because it takes months for them to start hiring. And that's what they're going to do. Their bureaucrats have to hire more people, and then the top bureaucrat, he's higher on the totem pole. They have to have more. Everybody gets more money. That's the story. Thanks for the call, Tony.
We got another caller holding. John from Burlington, Vermont. John, you got a question for the Grizz?
My gosh, somebody from Vermont. John.
Hi, my question is, why don't Republicans put the Keystone Pipeline veto override up for a vote? That way we know who to support and who to oppose.
Well, they did have it. They are going to. They are going to put it up for a vote. They've got, I think they've got, I think they got 6 senators from the Democrat, lady from Missouri, Manchin from West. There's like 6 of them, but they got to get to 67.
Got to get to 2/3.
So they got to have 13 Democrats cross over, and they're not going to cross over. But you'll know they'll throw it up because the House is going to throw it up.
Well, Morry, I think he's got a good point here, though. I mean, why don't the Republicans make a big deal out of this? And let's showcase these guys that won't put America back to work and save $5 an oil barrel, come cost of oil.
They are going to throw it up. The Republicans are throwing it up. So, they just got the bill back. He just signed it, or vetoed it, Friday?
Yeah, Tuesday, I think, of this week.
This week?
Okay, got you off your growls. Where are you at here? Number 4.
Number 4, State Department official arrested for soliciting children. Last week, we talked about State Department spokesperson claiming that we need to get ISA terrorist jobs. This week, we learned a State Department official in charge of counterterrorism was arrested for trying to arrange sex with a minor who turned out to be an undercover detective. Now, my question is, who's screening these people? This is a high-ranking counterterrorism official with major clearance, and we have no idea he's out trolling for minors. Now, folks, these guys are paid a lot of money, okay? It's quite obvious, the State Department. And I got another question, though, really. How can we have any faith? I ain't got any faith in the State Department, and I think it should be reduced to like about a few 100-person department. I mean, what do we need Kerry? Why do we got to fly these planes? All Hillary did when she was Secretary of State, she just flew around. It kept her away from Bill, and she got to go around, meet all these people, and she put the bite on them for the Clinton Foundation, and they got tens and tens and tens of millions of dollars.
$2 billion, Morry. I said they're now at $2 billion.
Yeah. And it wasn't the working men and women that sent that money to them.
No.
But this is foreign governments, So, hey, the whole thing with the government, and then this next one's got to drive you nuts, okay? Thanks for the call, Tony. Anybody up in Vermont, I didn't mean it when I said I was gonna trade you for Canada to, cut down to 49 states. I've been in Vermont. It's very beautiful. You're just a little bit on the liberal with all those socialists you guys keep electing. Anyhow, number 5, California's putting condom vending machines in prison. I mean, geez, this is about as dumb. California is now putting condom vending machines in prison in response to a new state law. The new state law states that within the next 5 years, all prisons in the state must start distributing condoms. Previously, condoms were contraband in California because sex between inmates is illegal. One more of California Looney Tunes. I mean, they are really, they don't, hell, if they started smoking marijuana out there in Sacramento, they would probably make more sense. I think that they've been on some sort of acid out there because their brains are all short-circuited, okay? The state's bankrupt. Number 6. God, I can't believe this. IRS official Lois Lerner, they gave her $129,000 in bonuses. Now, this woman took the fifth. We all know now they're finding her tapes. This, by our laws and by her oath of office, this lady could be going to jail. And there's a lot more. And the president and his people under him have been hiding, obstructing justice. That's what got Nixon in trouble. It's revealed this week that IRS received nearly $130,000. Man, this is going quick, folks.
It really is. You need to come back, though, because we're going to be right back talking about Lois Lohner after the break. Give us a call at 855-984-7499 or give us a tweet. We'll be right back.
Hi, I'm Mark Andel, owner of the Made in America store. Together, we can help grow our economy and create jobs for Americans by buying products made right here in the United States. Visit MadeInAmericaStore.com, featuring thousands of 100% American-made products from all American materials and labor. They are the highest quality products available. We've inspired a Buy American movement that is creating and saving American jobs every day and keeping our money here instead of sending it overseas. So are you tired of lip service? Let our government know what really matters to the American people. Creating jobs matters. Manufacturing matters. Made in America matters. After 4 years in business and countless jobs created through our 400-plus suppliers, we've built a simple working model to strengthen our economy. It's a proven fact. Made in America matters because China is a long drive to work. Shop online at MadeInAmericaStore.com or connect with us on Facebook.
This Your Family Today tip is brought to you by Boost Kid Essentials Nutritionally Complete Drink, providing your picky eater with essential nutrition and great taste in one drink. Visit us at kidessentials.com. To make sure your kids eat healthy, follow the 5-a-day plan. Serve 3 servings of vegetables and 2 servings of fruit daily. Remember, a serving could just mean a piece of fruit or a half cup of veggies. If your kids are picky eaters, ask a nutritionist about other sources. For more tips like these, visit us at parenthood.com/yourfamilytoday.
Looking for a way to enjoy your MP3 music without seeing messy wires? The in-dash Sony DSX digital media receiver features an integrated USB tune tray that lets you connect, store, and control your MP3 player behind the sleek flip-down faceplate. Now you can enjoy great audio quality for your music without visible wires. Plus, the Bluetooth technology provides hand-free phone access and streaming audio ability. Learn more at sony.com/DSX.
If you work in Washington, you better duck. Dial 855-98-GRIZZ to join GrizzNation. And we're back with Morry Taylor, the Grizz.
Welcome back, everybody. And if you want to call us, 855-984-7499.
Give us a call.
Now, Lois Lerner, we're talking about the IRS agent. Well, she retired. Her salary was $185,000 a year. And then her average bonuses from 2010 to 2013, $43,000. Now, there's one other thing. Remember, she retired. She's still collecting $100 and some thousand pension. Now, she was called before Congress, clammed up, took the fifth, which I told you, and she was held in contempt of Congress. So it's quite obvious that the IRS leadership thought she was doing a good job of going after conservative groups and gave her a huge bonus for her hard work. Even though it may turn out all that hard work was a criminal offense. Yeah. Now the question is, I've said this before, I don't think they're going to get any charges on anybody before Obama leaves office. And I expect him to kill it in the bud, and he pardoned them all. That's what I honestly believe. Because, The whole thing stinks. Any way to do it.
Morry, what you're talking about here is they now admit that the emails that they mysteriously lost
They have
now been found.
Been found. In fact, what they also found is that, number one, with the inspecting general going in, they found that people that had access to them weren't even asked. And you had this new guy who was a commissioner who swore under oath that they've done everything. They were erased, everything. They never even asked. It's so disgusting, it's a joke, okay? That's what happens, like government, that gets real tall. You know, like I told you, like the post office, you never get rid of the mailmen and the mailwomen, but you sure the hell can take a 20-story of just people managing and cut it all the way down to only having 3 stories. Anyhow, the foundation, this is what we talked about with Hillary as Secretary of State. You know, it even revealed Algiers. You know, I don't know where the hell. Maybe our government gave them the money, and then they gave the money. They gave $500,000. Okay, I mean,
hold it, but
Canada even gave them money. I think Canada should have an investigation.
Morry,
on that.
but they had said that none of these gave while that she was Secretary of State.
Oh, bullshit. Bullshit.
Well, I think that's what came out this week.
Well, everybody don't know you give it. Let me tell you something. Hillary, I think that Farina Carey said the best thing. Carly Farina, she gave a speech at CPAC.
Yep.
And Carly got up there and like she said, what has Hillary ever done meaningfully? Okay? You know, you got to have results. And she just, hey, Carly's been in business, okay? She just chewed her up and down. And that's, you know, Hillary is an actress. She's on stage acting, just talks. Number 8. Now, let me just tell you all, you're all going to get ticked off if you listen to this one. There's 2 of them here. Illegals to get the big bucks from the IRS. A couple of weeks ago, we told you Obama's plan to allow the illegal immigrants that are granted amnesty under his plan will be allowed to file back tax returns once they get a Social Security number. I suggested this was going to cost taxpayers big bucks. Well, it turns out not even I could imagine how much refund. The Congressional Research Service reported this week that because they could file back tax returns and obtain up to 4 years of tax benefits, an illegal family could get more than $35,000 in tax benefits the first year. $35,000.
They could get a check for $35,000?
Yeah, this is nothing more than amnesty bonus program. And Congress, it's so stupid, folks. Why the hell don't they go and give it to the poor and our own? And doesn't anybody understand? He's already given work permits for 5.5 million. We just found out illegally, and he wants to give another 5. That's 10.5 million people. Okay, and they're not the highest skilled people coming in. What in the hell are we doing for the people who don't have a job?
I think it's called the middle class.
Well,
What are we doing
even
for the
some
middle
low.
class?
Oh, it's so stupid. Number 9, no more illegal immigrants or aliens. You hear that word?
I could vote
Our
for that.
final update, we have a late news from Obama administration. There will be no more illegal immigrants or aliens. That's right, folks. Obama has come up with a new name for people who enter this country illegally. Now that's another thing. Bureaucrats got to change all the paperwork. This is the politically correct. Why? Just think about it. Well, what name are you going to call them? Americans in waiting.
What?
Oh, yeah. I mean, we got so many. You know, the lady, that Marie from the State Department, and all the rest of them, like in Obama administration, why don't we just take an airplane and fly them all over to Syria and have a peace talk with ISA. Put them down, but we're not going to send any troops to protect them because they're so smart and they understand them. They'll be able to talk to them. I'm only joking because I happen to be one of those people who understand what those people in ISA would do. If the females are there, they're going to rape you. And they're going to do all sorts of things, and then they'll kill you. And if you got some men who are just as the press secretary, they'd put a bullet through your head. So I will turn around, and I was just joking. This is a non-political show.
Okay,
So
Americans in waiting. There's no illegal aliens. We got a call.
Go ahead.
Christine in New York.
Hello, Christine.
Hi. Is anything going to happen to the VA secretary who lied about his military background? Or is lying about your military service now okay?
We're talking about the Obama administration. Any Democratic administration, you can lie yourself to your, whatever. Nothing's going to happen to him. Nothing. And the media doesn't really want to cover it too much. And the reason is real simple. There are so many in the administration and never served a day in the service. The media, when you go to cover the media, there's very, very few, and they're all wannabes, okay? This man actually served, but
5
then
years.
And then he was probably down at Fort Benning, and I can tell you right now because I saved my basic down there. And you do train, airborne rangers do train, the special force boys go in there, but the rangers, it's a common training, parachute training, going all the other stuff they do. So, he slipped. He got carried away. Okay, I'm not so worried about that. I'm more upset that he doesn't know. He goes and runs his mouth that they fired so many people. They never fired him.
Yeah.
They're not gone. That's what you should get upset about, Christine. He's put there to be in charge, okay? So he's got to turn around and he's got to pull the idiots that have set up all the rules and everything in that department and go bang on them. That's my take on it, dear.
Okay.
Thanks for the call. Now.
We got some tweets here.
Okay. Shoot the tweets.
Okay, we got Sixbird on Twitter says, Harry reading the Democrats, if you can get away with it, why in the hell would you stop?
Oh, Harry. Well, because you see, I've always been suspicious of that exercise band. Harry's on there like he's the Blues Brothers, He's got his sunglasses on, but man, that rubber band beat the hell out of Harry. So I don't know if it was his wife or if that band broke and did that to him. That's divine intervention. Trust me. Okay. And if I was Harry, I'd be a little bit nervous that the next divine intervention would be a little more brutal. Okay. That was just a little smackaroo. Okay.
Okay. We got Helen on Twitter that she
Hi,
said,
Helen.
She's on Twitter. She's not calling, but
I'll
she
still
said,
say hello to her.
Absolutely.
All right.
So we need to get rid of that smuck Boehner. She's wanting to get rid of the Speaker of the House.
Well,
what do you think?
Now, Boehner's, he's done what he said he would do, and I appreciate that, it's a tough thing to do when you got, he's got almost 260 egos. I actually think that he tries to have it for it resembles something. I'm not so upset with him as I am with Mitch McConnell. And it's the Senate that is not doing what the American public said to do. They're trying, but they passed a rule. So they're going to say, well, the rule. Well, you can change the friggin' rule. All right? And
Democrats did.
They did it. They stuck it right to you. So that's my choice. But Boehner, Boehner has to my knowledge, he's pretty well brought the bills up. He passed the Keystone Pipe. He passed the defund Obamacare. Everything they said, they've been pretty well onto it. They have a little more talk about it, but that's what's going.
We got less than a minute here, but I want to give Wendy sent in, and she said she's been listening, and she says Obama is the best president ever.
Well, gosh, what are you smoking? I mean, come on. I don't care. Well, if you're a college professor, maybe that would be true. But when you look at the country, you know, there's no way. I mean, it's Saturday afternoon. If you've been drinking and smoking, I mean, come on, dear.
Well, if you haven't been drinking and smoking, give us a call at 855-984-7499 for our last segment. Call the Grizz.
Hi, I'm Mark Andel, owner of the Made in America store. Together, we can help grow our economy and create jobs for Americans by buying products made right here in the United States. Visit MadeInAmericaStore.com, featuring thousands of 100% American-made products from all American materials and labor. They are the highest quality products available. We've inspired a Buy American movement that is creating and saving American jobs every day and keeping our money here instead of sending it overseas. So are you tired of lip service? Let our government know what really matters to the American people. Creating jobs matters. Manufacturing matters. Made in America matters. After 4 years in business and countless jobs created through our 400-plus suppliers, we've built a simple working model to strengthen our economy. It's a proving fact. Made in America matters because China is a long drive to work. Shop online at MadeInAmericaStore.com or connect with us on Facebook.
In addition to offering up his weekly dose of good old Grizz sense, Morry the Grizz Taylor doubles as CEO of Titan Tire, the world's largest farm tire manufacturer, producers of Goodyear and Titan farm tires. Morry wants all you farmers in GrizzNation to listen up. If you need to get into your field and it's all too wet, call 1-800-USA-BEAR or your Deere or Case IH dealer. Titan Tire is bringing new technology to farmers, and Titan's low sidewall technology means no more power hop or road low and less compaction. Say goodbye to the beach balls and same old tires from 20 to 30 years ago. It's time to welcome Goodyear LSW to your fields. Call your dealer or 1-800-USA-BEAR today to find out how you can save money and time this harvest. And tell them the Grizz sent you.
Welcome back to Grizz Nation. Not safe for work if you're a bureaucrat. Dial 855-98-GRIZZ to talk with Morry Taylor, the Grizz.
Welcome back, folks. Morry has stepped away briefly, but I wanted to tell you to give us a call. This is our last segment, 855-984-7499, and give us a call. Let us know your thoughts, whether you agree with us or oppose us. Doesn't matter. We'd love to hear from you. Grizz, what? I know you had something on your mind.
Yep. Well, if you've been watching the TV, everybody's been on the news programs talking about CPAC. And as I said earlier, you got to feel good. You got to feel good. You're seeing all those people running for president. Well, they haven't announced it, but they're out there. We have some damn good people. And they got up and they told you, they brought everybody. But we have a problem, folks. And, there was a lot of Fox people there, and they asked some good questions. But let me cover a couple of them and tell you where I see and what we're not learning. We had ex-Governor Bush up there, Jeb, and they asked him about the immigration. Now, the first thing is this. He gave a very elegant answer. But what he didn't say is why we have to turn around and give them citizenship. I can understand all the others, but why give them citizenship if they broke our law? Now, unless they want to go back and come back. Number 2, secure the border. Well, I got a question. If his father was president and his brother George, and I liked them both and I voted for them both, I want to know why in 12 years that they had the office, they never secured the damn border. Okay? That's a simple question that somebody should have asked. Next thing, how are you going to create jobs? You know, and I'm not just going to pick on Bush now. I'm going to move over to Senator Cruz. I loved it when he said, repeal it, get rid of the IRS. Those are all great buzzwords. What are you going to put in between? And how are you going to do it?
Can't just get rid of it.
You can't just wave a wand. You can't just turn around and say, I, King Cruz, get rid of the IRS. You can't. Because as you know, there's laws. Okay? Now, what he couldn't do, what does IRS do? It's people. It's billions and billions and billions of salaries and everything else and all the other things. You reduce it, that's fine. But you got to come up with a plan. And you got to say, here's what we're going to do. You have to do that. You can't just, in business, you can't just wave a friggin' wand. Oh, business is going down. I'm going to close this factory. Well, because you have 3 factories if they make different things. You can't close them. You got to bring the employment level. And that is a real bitch, okay? That's when it gets tough. Now, you turn around and let's just go to, all the rest of the candidates. Mark Rubio, everything. Nobody asked him exactly, what is your plan? Not that we're gonna get rid of this, we're gonna get rid of this. Oh, we're gonna have our military. Okay, what are you gonna have the military do? Do you know there's 700,000 civilians in the military? Yes, 700. We have more officers, more generals, more admirals, more colonels, more captains than when we had 4 million and we only got 1,000,001 under arms. So you have to turn around and ask them. You know, I love the questions the TV, whether it was Sean Hannity or whatever, they ask questions. What do you think about this? What would you do? Well, we got to change that. We got to do this. We got to do. Those are all good things. But how? Now, if you look at Obama and you watch what he's been doing, he's changing things by executive orders. Well, I can tell you right now, without even executive orders, you could cut the government by 50%, and you don't need an executive order to do it. It's the people you're going to put in charge and how you're going to do it, how you're going to change the rules. Now, this is not the rules of law. It's the rules of how they work, what they do. Those are all controlled by the executive branch. Let the 535 egos bounce all around. I don't really care. But you've got 40,000 lobbyists. And people, why is all the departments in Washington? Why in the hell you got a Department of Interior in Washington? Why is the Department of Education? Commerce. There ain't no commerce except a bunch of lobbyists. You can go through all of these things. The Commerce Department, that's where the Census Bureau is. It's real simple. The Census Bureau is doing everything it was never given the law to do. In your Constitution, if you read your Constitution, they're only supposed to count us every 10 years. That's it. So when you look at all this, you got to say to yourself, why? And we're building up to this primary season. We're building up to all this. Why don't the reporters and the commentators, why don't they ask of each candidate the tough questions? Don't give us all these sound bites. Tell us what you're really going to do. Because I'll tell you why. The people asking the questions have no clue how to do it. And the people they're asking, I don't think they have a clue. Which tells us we're going back into our fairyland. How can commentators, how can anybody sit there and tell you, oh, Hillary, I can tell you right now, Hillary's only interested in Hillary. She's only interested in more and more money, okay? And if she can be president, oh, she'd get a lot more money, all right? The working men and women of this country, it comes time that things got to be done, for they have the opportunities. I could go, it's so simple what we got to get back to. We got to get back to the rule of law. We got to appreciate work, and we got to turn around and, you know, all this about Wall Street and everything else. Yeah, they do a bunch of stupid things, but you got to understand it's the government that's making them do it. We got a couple calls. Go ahead.
Yeah, we only got like 5 minutes left in the show, but so we're going to go to Nick from Michigan. Nick, you with us?
Yes, sir. How you doing today?
Pretty good, Nick. What's your question?
Well, I appreciate the show, and I just feel like we're constantly under attack in our own country, and I just want to know how far is too far. When will Obama finally do something that really causes America as a whole to just wake up and say enough's enough?
Well,
good question.
Well, Nick, I'll tell you what. Obama and the rest of his team, they don't think there is anything anybody would do. Number one, he's got a blocking force of Democrats that are they're no different than ISA. What do you think they're going to turn on him? No way. So you're not. And what are you going to do? You're going to impeach him? Listen. He's a messiah to at least 50% of the black vote. But, the ones that understand what's going on, they're a little upset, the middle class. But you're not going to. So, it's just like in Chicago.
Murray, we only got a couple minutes, and
What's
we
the
got
next
Larry calling from California. Larry, you with us?
Hello there.
How you doing, Larry?
Larry from California. I'd like to make a quick statement. The problem with ISIS, we give them a Nagasaki and a Hiroshima. Let BB drop the A-bomb on them bastards. And then the other thing we got to deal about is our freedom of invasion here in America. We have 145 million undocumented here, got to get driver's license and IDs.
Well,
One-third of the population who is only voting, we're going to be outvoted by the undocumented voter.
You got a point, but Larry, you're in California. You got to start running around California because you're out in la la land, and hell, the Republicans don't even have to campaign out there because you got the doggone control of the Democrats so much, But first thing about dropping the nuke on them, all right? If you listened earlier one of my other programs, the perfect thing. Have you ever seen? We got intercontinental ballistic missiles, and we got multi-warheads on them. Okay, but we've never fired one at anything. Well, you got a lot of desert over there. So what I would do is you got to find out the damn things work right. You don't have to have a nuke head, but instead of dropping all these other bombs, I'd tell everybody over in the region of governments that need to know, if you see something on your radar, we appreciate you can't do a damn thing about it. but we're going to test this. Now, and I'd fire on, and I would get an awful lot of ISO with it. But the big reason I would do it, because I'd send a message right across, his name is Mr. Putin, and I'd send it right across all those Chinese and anybody else like the mullahs in Iran. And once they seen that thing, I'd tell them it was coming. And I'd tell them, watch it, all right? Because there ain't a damn thing they're going to be able to do about it. And we'll just see how accurate we hit. And then you'd find out everybody then's got to reposition their chair. Well, thank you all for listening. We appreciate it. And we'll look forward to coming to you next week. And thanks again. I understand I got the Texan coming, you know.
You got Billy coming back.
Yeah.
But, it's been a great show, Morry. I can't believe
we appreciate everything. And
appreciate
actually,
the
I
callers.
got to run out, and I'm going to go meet with, God, I forgot his name.
Brett Bear.
Brett Bear. Yeah. Fox News guy.
Have a good evening, folks.
Bye-bye.